Okay, here we go. Count it down in 3, 2, 1.
Another visitor. Stay a while. Stay forever.
This is the final score, episode 154 for April 12th, 2014. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Final Score, the video game podcast for the rest of us. It's PAX East weekend. A lot of stuff coming out, things to talk about. I'm Scott Johnson. That's Brian Dunaway. Hi, Brian. Hello.
Hi, Scott. How you doing?
I'm good, man.
How you doing? How you doing?
That's great.
Good.
Yeah, that's good. Also, although with us, as always, Nicole Spag. Hi, Nicole. Hey, we're here on a Saturday. What are we doing?
What is going on?
I don't know. Yesterday was weird. Brian had a thing. It just was crazy. We thought, well, how about Saturday? Everyone said sure, and so here we are. And I think we're still going to get Dan here with the board game business, so that'll be good. Yeah, and maybe, just maybe, Casey will call, but I don't know. I don't know.
Casey better call.
I don't know what his plans are. That's an old. It sounds like an old song by I don't know, somebody.
Casey,
Blondie.
you better call.
Casey's got a call. Something.
Hey, y'all.
Hey, y'all. Casey got a call. There you go. Those are the words. And we're thrilled to be here. So let's just jump right in with what we're playing. Hey, what are you playing? Scott has a problem, and it's called Diablo III Reaper of Souls, and I can't stop playing that game. So there. I'll just let that stay right there on the table.
Of Souls. Now, I didn't put that in my playlist, but I did play a little bit since the last time, but not much. Not really. Maybe a couple of levels.
That's all? That's nothing.
Not like you.
Yeah, I played a lot.
That's what I said.
I put on 10 or 12 levels onto a witch doctor. I put another probably 15 or 20 levels onto my crusader. Got the bunch of what do you call them? Paragon levels for my mage or my wizard, I guess they're called in that game. And
Hey,
I
Scott,
can't stop.
How about you pick a class and stick to it?
That's the fun of this new expansion. Is you can play them all, man. They're all there for the playing, and they don't have to go through the story. They can just play. And that's the greatest thing ever. So I'm going to crack open, I think, sometime as the weekend progresses and finally play a Demon Hunter a little bit, which I've never really messed with. Not very much. Not really since the beta way back in the day. It didn't, for whatever reason, didn't click with me then. But now that I know there's this sort of quick path to leveling.
I can't pick anything besides a witch doctor. If there's a witch doctor in a game, I'm going to pick the witch doctor.
Well, he's great, too. He's cool. He's got his stuff going on.
Is he in love with you?
I'm having fun with him. Is he in love with you, Brian?
He is.
He loves you? He finds
like
you sexually attractive? He's basically the necromancer of this game. Diablo 2 had an actual necromancer. And this is a little bit more creative. But whatever.
Necromancer dancer.
There's no... I mean, look, the mystery's out of the bag. Diablo 3 Reaper of Souls is damn good, and I'm really enjoying it. So that took most... It was one of these things this week where I'd be like, I got a few minutes here, I need to play something. And I would always end up playing that, because I'm just so drawn to it right now. Still no Hearthstone in the U.S. on iPad, which is annoying. I know there's a workaround, but it breaks both terms of service for the country you're switching to and the one you're in. It also breaks Blizzard and Apple's terms of service, so I don't feel like risking that necessarily, although it's probably no big deal.
It breaks my heart.
Come on, live on the edge.
Plenty of people are doing it. You see Dill's asleep again at his Twitch stream this morning?
I know. He's really making it hard for that audio that I captured of him snoring to mean anything.
I know,
Did
really.
he really fall asleep on his Twitch
This is the
stream?
third or fourth time, dude.
I think so.
He keeps doing this where he'll start late and play Heroes and Hearthstone all night, and then about 2 or 3 a.m. just nod off. And literally, like 8 o'clock the next morning, he's in the same seat with his head tilted to the side on the screen. With
Would you love to show up to Twitch if he's all featured on there? You show up on Twitch like, oh, who's this guy?
What's going on? And his gunners are like kind of askew off the side of his face, and it's pretty funny.
That is so funny.
But anyway, I really, really love that game. It's maybe... I know this isn't me speaking for everybody, but it's perhaps my favorite thing Blizzard ever gave me. So that's just the way it is.
Well, what about the cold sore they gave you back
The cold sore? Oh,
2001.
that was fine. That was mostly my fault. I can't really blame them for that.
That sounds terrible.
It does sound terrible, doesn't it? Making
That's because it was terrible.
Making out with the community team? Baby.
No, I thought you said Nicole.
No, not a cold sore.
No.
I was like,
I
what?
like
Are you-
that though.
That's
I'm going to call it that from
terrible.
now on.
Oh my gosh.
No,
I got a
it's
real bad
terrible.
Nicole sore starting here.
Oh, you seen it?
Oh, that's terrible.
It's shaped like a lady from Phoenix.
Yes, Phoenix is the word you said. I'm going to also admit to playing a little Hawken. I blew off a little steam in Hawken. It was fine. I still enjoy that game quite a bit.
Did you play it on Steam?
I did. It's funny. Yeah, that's all I'm playing it on now. But I'm better at that game than I often give myself credit for. I'm often in the top, sometimes second place position on my team. And I think that means I should be doing this more with more people that I know so I can get all competitive and stuff.
I
right,
own
so
it.
we
I
all
just
smack-
haven't played it yet.
You still haven't? You haven't played it?
I know,
You haven't even
I'm
fired it
terrible.
up? Oh, man.
I'm
Nicole.
still playing a 7-year-old game. I don't know.
That's true. Wait, what? What are you playing right now? Hold on. I'm looking down.
I didn't put it in there because I didn't BioShock. I'm still playing BioShock.
Still playing
Are you
Bioshock.
still playing Bioshock? Nicole, you're embarrassing me a little.
3 weeks of Bioshock. No, it's
that's it.
fine. It's fine. I'm proud to know somebody
It's
who is
not
taking.
fine.
It's just weird.
Yeah,
I don't
it's
know
real
why. Yeah, it feels like a new
Don't be
game and it
weird.
holds up and it's amazing. So,
Yeah,
sorry.
Bioshock 1, everybody. In stores
Yeah.
now. Let's see. Also downloaded because it was only $4.99 and I wanted to see what all the hubbub was about because back in the day. All right, so let's go back a little bit. Windows 8 was released and
Yeah.
one of the big whoops at the time was
Right?
Halo Spartan Assault dual stick shooter was going to show up on both Windows mobile devices and Windows 8. And the weird thing about it, as I remember at the launch of that thing, is that it didn't even support the 360 controller on the PC version at launch, which seemed absolutely insane to me. But I remember thinking, okay, well, that's interesting. But I wasn't really interested in Windows 8 at the time. I didn't have any Windows mobile devices. And I stuck with 7 on the desktop anyway, so it just didn't matter to me. That and that Samurai... Shogun... What was it called? Shogun something. The turn-based...
Shogun Warrior?
Shogun Shootdown.
Way
I
of the
don't know.
Shogun or Shogun Shakedown. I don't know. Hey, that's a good
Shadow
name.
the Shogun.
Maybe it's just called Shogun.
It might be Shadow of the Shogun.
Shadow of the Shogun.
Shogun.
Well, anyway, that thing's on Steam now and on iOS, and that's a great game. But it was around that same time. It was like, oh, they're getting all these exclusive games that people are raving about, and they were that was a hell of a game. Halo Spartan Assault, however, did not get killer reviews. In fact, a lot of people thought it kind of wasn't great. That it needed work. That it wasn't a very fun. What am I trying to say? It wasn't very fun as a dual stick shooter at the time. But I always say, let me judge how fun it is. Let me see for myself. So showed up on Steam, which again seems weird, but whatever. Full controller support. Downloaded it. It's only $4, $4.99. Download. So I guess $5.
Every time you say $4.99, I want to do an offensive impression of somebody selling something really cheap for $4.99.
Do it. Go for it.
I can't. No, because it's offensive.
It's like a
I'm
mini
not gonna-
mall.
I'm not going to lie. It's an Asian voice that pops into my head.
Really? Wait,
And I'm not
why?
gonna do
Why?
that.
What? You got like a local chain down there?
I think it's no, because for some reason
Racist.
John Pinette, right? John Pinette, who passed away this past week, used to always you go now, $5 or something. I can't remember. He used to yell something about
Yeah.
Oh, John, the comedian
And,
guy.
Yeah, the comedian.
the large
The
comedian
tubby
guy.
dude that was
And
in
so-
the final episode of Seinfeld. It was the guy that got assaulted and they did nothing about it.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
I remember
Poor old
him.
John.
Yeah,
Love that guy.
that's too bad. He was really funny.
Every
on stage.
time you say it, in my head, I do this racist comedian impression in my head, and I just can't help it.
Did they say what killed him? I know it's.
$5.
Did they say what his
Well,
death?
that's the bad thing. Let me tell you something about being a video gamer and out of shape. If you're out of shape and you're like 300 pounds, and you die suddenly, they just say you died of a heart attack. Don't even bother looking.
Yeah.
You don't even go, would you think maybe somebody could have drugged him? No, you're a large guy. We're surprised you made it this far. So I always think that's kind of crappy.
Well, or that, or hard drugs like
Well,
Yeah.
he had
John
heart problems and
Belushi.
liver problem.
Yeah. Plus,
well,
well, he also
Chris Farley.
he'd gone through an addiction thing and been in rehab and stuff. And Pinette's been through some
Right.
stuff. Pinette,
Yeah.
not Pinette.
Yeah.
Pinette.
Pinette.
But yeah,
Pinot.
he that's sad. That sucks. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
He made me laugh. That's all. That's what mattered. Is that he made me laugh. All right. What else? Oh, so Halo Spartan Assault. So I don't think it's terrible. I don't think it's as bad as everybody led me to believe, but it's not very good. It's not great. There's nothing about it that stands out and says, "Oh yeah, you got to get this." Even at $5, which seems like a bargain for a PC title, it's just nothing exciting going on. And in comparison to say something like this Broforce game, that's this weird little indie title that just started on Steam as a early access, and it's existed before this because I've seen other YouTubers play it months and months ago when it was just kind of something you could buy off somebody's site. But now it's on Steam. It's in early access, and Broforce is like, I don't even know.
Pump?
No, it's just awesome.
Yes, you may.
It's over the top 80s style Rambo 8-bit looking game. Right. But the explosions are so rad, like just chunks of earth flying every which way and pixel goodness. It's almost puzzly how you got to get and save all the POWs and kill all the guards and then get out of there and do a mission. There's multiplayer and a bunch of other stuff I haven't played with yet, and I've barely sort of scratched the surface. But it's already, like, for somebody trying to evoke a different game style, it's already better than that Halo Spartan Assault piece of crap. It's just a really refreshing, fun, stupid game. It's $14. People should get it. I'm going to do some video. It's a blast. Broforce.
Right.
High thumbs up. And it's still, considered alpha, beta, whatever.
High thumbs up.
I only have one word for you.
Okay, give it to me.
Explosions!
It's frozen. It's what? Bros?
Explosions?
Is that
Due
what?
to the extreme violence on display tonight, I'd like to ask
I'm
What-
sorry.
what is that?
It's Torg from Borderlands 2.
Oh, you have like a toy or something?
No, it's my ringtones.
Oh.
And whenever
Really?
whenever anyone says explosions, I think of Torg and him saying,
So basically, we're all
explosions!
ADHD, right? None of us
Yeah,
can stay
pretty
on
much.
track.
I know, right?
Pretty much. I thought it was like a
Sorry.
plushie. You got to squeeze his little wiener or
No,
something to
it's
get him
like
to say
it
something.
must be a Saturday distraction thing today.
I understand, but I would actually say if you really like a good action game and you've got a controller on your PC,
Right.
Oh, cool.
Broforce you should run not walk to get that. That's a riot, and I really want to try the multiplayer stuff. So anyway, Broforce, awesome. Halo Spartan Assault, I guess for $5 it wasn't the biggest waste ever, but it's not. I'm not feeling compelled to go do much more with it.
It totally
Right.
Broforce totally looks like Contra.
Yeah, it's very Contra-esque. It doesn't play like Contra though.
Right.
It's not a. It's how Contra was kind of the camera was constantly moving to the right and there was just no way around it. And you just were always running to the right. There was no backtracking. Another good example of that would be the what was the other one? The one I played with Iceworm. Metal
Lift.
Metal left. No, metal
Left.
gunmetal gun
Gun Alchemist.
Metal Man 2. No, the one
Yeah.
the old SNK games.
Yeah,
Metal Slug. Metal Slug.
Metal Slug. Yeah.
Those games are similar. You can't really go back, but this game lets you kind of go wherever you want a little bit, and it's very vertical too. Lots of up and down, like ladders or climbing up a cliff.
very vertical as opposed to the horizontal.
It's got the verticality in there. You can go up the side of a cliff with a knife. It's awesome.
Oh, that is cool.
It's super. Broforce. If the name screams satirical
didn't-
look at 80s style Rambo, machismo, then you're right. That's exactly what it's like. But I love the style of it. It's the guys are almost cute in a weird way.
right. Up, down.
Yeah,
Up, down.
people should play it. It's good.
Totally.
I like it. Yeah, and see some video if you haven't seen it. Just the explosion stuff is just insane. It's really good. All right, Brian, why are you playing Black Ops? What's wrong with you? What's going on over there?
Well, I had to play some Call of Duty Black Ops because my son brought it over, and we are playing it on the PS3, and I haven't played it in a long time. But he's been playing with his friends a lot lately, and so we sat down, we popped a squat, and
Popped a squat. Hold on a minute.
Popped a squat.
When I grew up, that meant you pooped.
Yeah, that's what it meant when I was growing up too.
No, we meant sit down.
Nicole said that with a certain tone of consternation in her voice, like, yeah, that's what we called that when I was growing up.
Called that.
I was burping.
Call
at
that
the time.
taking a poop, you weirdos. All right, so yeah, we take a little bit of the we went into zombie mode and we played the horizontal split screen. I never got a chance to look to see if there was a vertical split screen, but we had to play the horizontal local co-op and against zombies. And I haven't played this in forever, so I didn't remember any of the rules, none of the rules. So I'm getting us killed constantly, which I like to do.
So
anyway.
when you say the rules, because it's the zombie mode, you mean like the spend your points on the guns and the upgrades,
Right,
and the
right.
yeah.
Like, there's a little bit of technique to it. Like when you first start, you want to start with the knife kills because you can get an instant kill on the first round with the knife. So no sense in wasting your money and time running around shooting with a gun. And then of course later on, you shoot with the gun.
Yeah.
But he educated me pretty quick. So I was back to playing again pretty good. And now I want to go play some more. And also we got to play I never played the dual stick shooter part of it, the top down dual stick shooter.
Oh, that's actually all right. It's actually pretty fun.
Arcade.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the arcade part of it.
Yeah.
And that was a ton of fun.
Yeah, that's weirdly compelling on its own. It's actually a pretty full experience considering what it is. It's not bad.
It is. We played local co-op on that, and of course, if you get killed, then the other person can grab all your loot and jack their points up. Because at first I thought I was kind of in Diablo 3 mode, still going, oh well, we just killed a bunch of zombies. I don't want to steal all the loot. Do you need any of that? You need that rifle over there. And he's like, move out of the way. I'm taking all of them.
Yeah.
And so that's how you play that game. It's a free for all because there's a point system involved. Where you're doing collecting and how many you're shooting. Can't kill each other, but you can run around and
I don't mind that. I think that stuff's interesting. I don't really. It doesn't really turn me on the way like just straight on Left 4 Dead style zombie shooting does. I think I could prefer the simpler approach to that. Maybe it's just the way they handle it or whatever. And I know a lot of people really like that mode, but I don't like earning money and buying guns. There's something about.
You don't like earning money to buy guns. I like it.
I like the not Diablo, the Borderlands style of doing it. I like to get stuff off of dead dudes who dropped a gun, and I mean, Borderlands is. This is what's so funny, because Nicole's not a giant Diablo fan. She likes it. She'll play it. We've talked about this.
Yeah.
But she is one of the biggest Borderlands fans I've ever met in my life. And that game, Borderlands, owes its core mechanics to the legacy of Diablo. That is what that game is.
Yeah.
It's a loot pinata. It's this constant
and then
progression.
the golden keys and just being able to. Oh, dude, did you hear about the prequel?
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
I'm having a hard time getting excited about it because A, it's not Gearbox. They're not doing it.
I don't care.
And B, it's for old consoles. And C,
but it's
not
also
a
for
real
the PC, and I play on the PC.
No,
so.
I know, but it's not a true straight up like new Borderlands game. This is going to be like Batman Origins is what this is going to be like.
No, because it has Anthony Birch still writing for it. It's the story of how Handsome Jack came into power, which I've just been so curious to know about that.
Yeah.
So,
well, from a story perspective, that is interesting. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But from hey, it's a new generation of new stuff. Oh, we're going to do a game on the old engine on the old stuff, and Gearbox isn't making it. I mean, it's just a little disappointing. It's not that big a deal.
I don't.
But it doesn't matter anyway because Nicole. It would be like me. It would be like saying, "Hey, Blizzard's gonna sub out this Diablo 3 expansion to some other company, but Chris Messon's still writing the core story, and it's gonna explore the backstory of Deckard Cain or whatever." I would be as equally excited. So I totally get where you're at. It's just it's not as interesting to me as a full blown new one to see what they can do with new consoles and do better with PCs.
Since they're doing it on the old consoles, they've been working on it for a while. So.
Probably, yeah, probably. Plus, that's a huge install base. Whether you as excited as you want to get about new consoles, it's probably likely, for example, Titanfall on the 360 will outsell the Xbox One version because there are way more 360s in circulation. So
that's true.
Yeah, it's fine. It's all good. But my point is, she just Nicole doesn't think of it this way, but she's basically playing a first-person Diablo game. It's the same kind of progression. Now, that style of progression, loot acquiring, skill building, attribute unlocking, all that, is totally way, way, way more my style. The way they handle the zombie stuff in Black Ops, not my style at all.
Yeah. It's a good pick-em-up game, and then they're like, okay.
I like permanent progression, I guess. I like something that sticks through an entire experience or multiple playthroughs. I come back, and I'm still that awesome dude. That thing you kind of have to start over. It's why I don't like traditional MOBAs. I don't like League of Legends or Heroes of New Earth or even Dota 2.
You just like saying MOBA.
Because those games are just start over every time. MOBA. And I really like... But
yet you like a roguelike.
Oh, I love a roguelike. You kidding me? I love roguelikes. But most roguelikes... Okay, back up. I don't like roguelikes that don't have at least some carryover. That's why I love
Yeah.
Rogue Legacy so much. The word legacy tells you all you need to know. You get to carry these things forward. So there's a mix there that's just right for me. And in the end, I mean, Diablo and to some extent Borderlands are roguelikes. They kind of are. I mean, that's the root of it is a roguelike. Now, they took out some things like, well, if you die, you're done for good. But you can still do that with a hardcore character. So there's still a piece of that in there. But those are the roots of those games are in that stuff anyway. So I don't know. I'm all about exploring new ways of doing things. But when you walk away from Black Ops Zombie stuff, you walk away with nothing. It's
Who wants
just
to take it back?
It just happened. It just
Pick 'em
happened.
up.
You had fun. Your kids and you played, and that's good. Those are you can't take that away from me. But you got no carryover anything, and I just lose interest when I do that. Anyway,
Interesting.
there's that.
That's wild.
So what's this temptation to play WoW again? What's going on with that?
All right, so I went to yard sales this morning, whatever you call them in your local area. I think
Yard
Scott
sales,
calls them
garage sales, and yard sales. Depends.
That's where we were. That's so funny.
Really?
What is it like? Today's
Well,
National
spring-
Yard
like,
Sale Day.
It's beautiful weather out today. I
Yeah.
think.
Exactly. Springtime equals people cleaning out their crap. So you got one of two types of people: people cleaning out their crap and people going and buying crap. I was
That's
buying
us.
crap this morning.
Okay.
See, we're cleaning it out.
Right. So me and Ethan, we took off and we went to just one yard. So went 2 yard sales actually, and they were right next to each other. And I got there, the first one, and the guy had a whole bunch of roller coaster tycoon PC kind of games and Sam and Max on a PC. And it was one like a dollar for the disc. I'm like, all right, whatever, we'll pick it up and have a little fun with it. And so he said, well, I'm really wanting to play some World of Warcraft. And so then we started. So 20 minutes later, after talking about his entire Warcraft existence that he's had since, I don't know, he's played forever. Anyway, so I got his email, and I want to get in and play just a little bit. Maybe
You're
for
not gonna stay. You should just
maybe-
pick up
I didn't say I
Elder
was gonna-
Scrolls
I didn't say I was going to
online.
stay. I said I want to play again for a month, and I'm done. It's like I play for a month, I'm out.
Yeah. If I were you,
I'm
I'd
out.
wait to the
Wait, what am I
expansion.
waiting for?
Wait for the expansion.
All right, wait for the expansion. What, then I have to buy the expansion too? What am I crazy?
You do. Well, no, that's all you'd have to buy.
Right.
Well, wait. Let me think how that works now.
How many expansions do I have to buy? Because I always get stuck with that.
You know what? I think all it is now is the new one, but I could be wrong. I may be wrong about that.
Don't you steer me wrong, Scott Johnson.
You know what it may be? It may be like $39 for everything previous to this, and then
Right,
another $39 for the new one.
Right.
So it'll add up.
I got a little bit of a bug there, but then I went to the neighbors next to that, and an old lady about 94 had passed away, and they were cleaning out her house, and we found a rare gem of a 1978 Magnavox Odyssey 2 in very good condition.
I'm so jealous of this. It's killing
I
me.
love it. I love it. It is.
What'd they get for it? What'd you pay?
I paid a whole $3.
Oh my gosh!
$3.
This is disgusting.
Right, and they sell. I looked on eBay. They said about the one I have, the quality I have, sells about $60 on
No, they're not.
eBay.
It's
I
not
see
like
them
they're
go.
hard to get. My point is this: that for $3 in that kind of condition at a garage sale, I love that kind of find. It's so hard for me to ever get deals like that.
And you know what the Odyssey tagline on the box was? Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. I'll read it again for the listeners.
Odyssey 2, the excitement of a game, the mind of a computer.
Yeah.
Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Don't know why that didn't
But,
stick around as a.
I don't know, but I love the box. The box gets me excited. It's got that whole sci-fi fantasy kind of thing going on that you would see a lot in the late 70s. The box itself, just seeing the box gets you excited.
You are a strange man. Yes, but
It does, because once you pick up the games, look at the games, and like pixels.
Are you going to open that thing and play it? Like actually plug it in and use it and see what you can get?
As soon as I can find an RF modulator, because it's got the old style 2-prong little daily things, not even a cable connector or anything. So I have to get a modulator, I guess.
All right. I like it.
Wants to do that.
I'm jealous, completely jealous of this.
I'll film myself playing it.
Okay.
All of 5 minutes, just like I've done with all these other consoles that has the couple of blocks of pixels, because you think they're going to be so much fun. Because you remember when you were a kid playing those things on hours on end, and now you pick it up and you're like, you play it for 5 minutes and you're like, oh my god, this is
Play with your doodle out. You do that?
You mean like I used to?
Yeah, like when you were younger, when you did.
Right.
Yeah.
Cheese doodle.
Yeah, your cheese doodle.
I only call it that after I've had a whole handful of Cheetos.
Speaking of Cheetos, we were out of town last weekend. We were at a hotel and we watched an episode on Showtime of something with Don Cheeto in it.
Right.
And it's Cheetle, but Nicole always says Cheeto. It's one of my favorite things in the world. Anyway, he's on it.
I'll always say it. I said it once.
And he's the biggest jerk on that show. And it made me not like Don Cheeto anymore. So anyway, I don't remember. It's with that Veronica Mars lady. I can't think of her name either. Anyway, it's some show on Showtime. It's not very good. I didn't like it. I'm sure someone likes it, but I didn't like it.
That's what I've been doing in the video game world this week.
Oh, good. That's fantastic. Nicole, you tried out the Elder Scrolls Online. At least one of us did. So how'd it go?
I was going to say, what is up with this? Why am I the only one trying this game?
I played it.
Well,
you did?
He played the beta. He didn't play
the beta.
Then you didn't play it.
I played the final game
3 weeks ago. I mean, come on.
I played the beta as well, but betas are betas. I don't think that's indicative necessarily of the final experience.
Yeah. Stephanie played the beta, and she was telling me that the voice acting was all garbly, and it was just not the experience that, of course, they were delivering now.
Right.
So I picked it up. I pre-ordered it, so I had the 5-day bonus of getting in before everyone else. And Mark and I were just questing along, and it's a beautiful game. It is not holding my interest.
Yeah, I'm hearing this from a lot of people right now.
It's kind of weird because
it's reviewing well, 83% on Rotten Tomatoes or Metacritic rather.
Like, it's really hard for me to say anything bad about it because the stories are interesting. I like my characters. I got a little lost on how I was building my character, but Mark found a video and we kind of did it.
You feel like you've just kind of done it before? Is that the
yeah?
problem?
Maybe that's it.
That's the way I felt in the beta 3 weeks ago.
Yeah. But wow, the detail of the graphics and the world is just massive. It's a great game. For me, in my gaming, in the phase I'm in right now for gaming, it's just not holding my interest. But either is WoW.
Yeah. Maybe you just don't need an MMO right now.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying anything bad about it. I don't know.
I'm kind of at the same. I'm at the same place right now with MMOs and even WoW. This happens to me every time there's a new expansion on the horizon. I just kind of poop out some. It's not helped by the fact that Blizzard put out another game that I think is incredible. So that's killing my time on it. But
if this came out around the holidays, I'd be playing the hell out of it.
Yeah, it'll probably come around for you, is my guess. Maybe this one, maybe not. Here's the deal.
It's not summertime fun.
No,
right?
It's not. This is lock yourself in a house when it's cold outside and play. Here's the deal I think is going to hold true for this game as it has for others who have come during the wake of WoW's success. It's currently a pay-for game, $15 a month. Yeah. And I think that's going to go away. People forget this started development 6 years ago when pay-for MMOs were still, that's the way you did it, right? So for them to uproot all that, it's very hard. Tord went through the same process, and I believe all these games, if they come out as a subscription model, they do that for as long as that makes them money. Then you have a peter out period, and then you switch to a free-to-play model, and then everybody comes back. My thinking on this is not to diminish everyone's good time they're having. I'm sure they're having a ball with it. All right, I get it, but I just think that I'm going to wait until then. And then I'll care, and it will have matured by then. Stuff will be ironed out. They'll have more content for it. It'll be a more mature MMO at that point. That's a much more interesting place for me to be, because if you're asking me to go spend a bunch of time in an MMO and I have to choose, I'm going to spend it where all my stuff is, my friends are, and my things are going on, and that's all happening in WoW. So, and I'm excited about WoW's future. I think Warlords of Draenor looks amazing. I can't wait to play it. In fact,
when's that supposed to be coming out?
They haven't said, but now they're in alpha. My guess is beta in July-ish. I'm guessing before BlizzCon, so probably late summer. That's what we're currently saying on the instance, but we don't know.
And I'm not ready because the 5-day pre-order period is over, and now I tried to log in, and they're like, "Oh, you have to put in your credit card, and that's when my 30 days will start." So I'm like, maybe I'll just wait for a little bit before I kick, because I am not adding on another subscription.
No,
like I'll play for a month, and I just want to get the most of that month.
Let me read a bad review on Metacritic, because I enjoy these. Okay, these are always fun. Death Star wrote, "Finish the head start into general release. More on, nothing see here. A Warcraft reskin, but with some aspects of a Rift. Warhammer, and others thrown in. That's EEN for somehow. This is not the best bits, though, sadly. I can't read anymore. It's just
I absolutely agree with him. 100%.
Most people like it, though. It's doing really well. So
I love the phased approach. Even when I'm grouped up with Mark, we're still doing our own thing, which is kind of neat. So, like, I'll complete a quest. Well, I mean, we're grouped together and we're going through the experience, but so, like, for instance, there's one part you have to make a decision, like in Skyrim and Fallout, where you can kill somebody or you can save them. Yeah. I decided to kill them, and Mark decided to save them, and it was kind of cool.
So what happens when you do that?
You experience the story. However you choose it.
You get a little instance version of the story?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Throughout the entire game, you have your instance, even though you're party together.
Yeah.
I was really impressed by that.
Yeah, that's interesting way to handle that. I was curious about that because I knew they were trying to have some of that Skyrim-esque things going on.
And they do.
I have something to say though about all their cinematics are really nice. They're outsourced to that is it Boom Studios or whoever it is?
Yeah.
Who does that stuff? For some reason, all of the Elder Scrolls Online cinematics, and I've watched them all multiple times. They're beautiful, gorgeous, incredible stuff, on par with anything Blizzard's doing or anyone else, except for no one ever says anything, and they don't have any facial expressions. Everybody looks like they're stoned. So I recommend everybody go just check those out and see if you think I'm right. They all just look like they're wandering around in a haze of pot. It's the strangest thing in those games.
Haze of pot.
But I will at some point check it out. It's just not time for me, that game.
You know what? As Nicole mentioned that she's surprised when I was just playing Elder Scrolls Online, which is there just too much of that right now? I mean, because I haven't even looked at Wildstar. Have you guys even looked at any of those kind of things?
I have. I played the bit of the beta for Wildstar. It was all right. That game didn't. It's another pay game. That's out later this month? Is it? Or maybe it's May. I can't remember.
It's soon.
Sometime soon. But I think that game looks incredible and is beautiful and animated really well. But I really had a hard time. It just wasn't drawing me in. I felt like I was, oh boy, more fetch quests. I think I've been doing those for 8 years. Do I really want to do more of those? So there was a lot of that happening, and I kind of just went, meh, not interested so much. Meh. So yeah, who knows? I don't know. It's a weird year for this stuff because even WoW is having to try some pretty drastic new ideas to maintain people and to get people back and all that.
Vicious.
It is, and the other guys keep popping in with stuff they can't help but be in the shadow of the WoW juggernaut, but then they try some things on their own, and sometimes those work, sometimes they don't. I mean, I have high hopes for all of them because I'd like the competition I'd like to all drive each other to do better work. So I think that's good. All right, you played the Bureau.
Yes.
That was universally hated when it came out. How does it hold up? Yeah, no one liked that thing.
So I have a ton of games in Steam, like so many that I can't keep track of.
This is like the most heartbreaking story I've ever heard. Go on, Nicole.
Yeah.
Well, so I have created a category called Need to Play.
Mm-hmm.
So when I have a game or I pick up a game and I don't have a chance. So like for instance, the Banner Saga is in there. Don't Starve. There's Hawken is in there, and also the Bureau XCOM Declassified is in there. And I was going through the list. I'm like, oh, I've been meaning to play that. And so I decided to fire it up because I did enjoy XCOM. What was it? Just XCOM.
Enemy United. I don't remember.
Enemy Unknown. I think
Enemy
it was.
Unknown.
Enemy Unknown. Yeah. So I think I picked this up on a Steam sale for next to nothing. And I'm enjoying it. I mean, yeah, there's a lot of weird, like the way that the voice acting is great in certain points. Like for instance, when I met Liam, our friend Liam, he's in it.
Oh yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, it's Liam! Hey, he plays a character named Nico. It's set in the 60s, early 60s, like 1962. It takes the aspects of XCOM and puts it into a third-person shooter.
Interesting.
And it's weird because I feel like I should not like it, but I'm really enjoying it. My controller works with it, so when you go into a fight, you can hit the B button, and then you have at first you only have one guy with you, but then you have a squad of 3, and you can tell them where to go. So I can go into this mode where I can move guys around, I can set down turrets, and it's all in slow motion. So I can actually prep everyone before the fight even starts. I'm enjoying it.
You think
I
maybe
mean,
it was
it doesn't-
just maybe people didn't look at it right? Maybe they didn't see the right kind of game.
All I know,
It's kind of cheesy. I mean, I will say the facial expressions, the way that the characters are moving, it doesn't always match up with the voice acting. But I'm actually having a fun time with it.
So the Bureau XCOM Declassified on the PC, current Metacritic score of 66, which isn't.
That's about
It's not terrible, but for the money you
horrible.
paid, maybe that's maybe
Yeah, I
that's
think
about
I
what you
probably
expect.
paid like $5 for it.
Yeah.
I'm interested in the story because the whole story is that you play an agent named Carter, and you were supposed to deliver this artifact to this general or whatever, and all crap happens and communications are wiped out, and you're trying to figure out what's going on. And so I'm enjoying the story. I feel like it's taking XCOM and that kind of franchise and just kind of diving a little and looking at it differently. And I prefer a third-person shooter, so I think that's probably why I'm enjoying it. It's taking that universe and putting it into a third person. So
Here's
I'm enjoying it.
Here's a 1-point review from T Jacks Off. Okay. August 23rd, 2013, which is when the game released. He says, if you like XCOM, do not buy. Seriously, this is the single most important review I will ever write. And then he goes on to just ream it.
Yeah. Like if you're a classic XCOM fan, you probably won't like it. See, the first XCOM game I had ever played was Enemy Unknown.
Yeah.
So take that
for what you want. Yes.
Yeah. I like it. I'm having fun with it. I'll continue to play it. So
no scores on Broforce yet, but I'm sure they'll all be 100s by the time we're done. All right, well there you go. And then you finished Wolf Among Us. Episode 3's out, right?
Oh my
Is that
God,
all they're doing? Is it just a 3-parter?
No. It's a 5-parter, just like Telltale always does. They usually do 5 episodes of a story.
Yeah.
And episode 3 released on, I think it was Wednesday, and I downloaded it and finished it on Wednesday.
It's short, right? Super short.
It's short but amazing. There's so much. It's just meaty, a meaty story. And I'm telling you, Scott, you got to play this game. Maybe an hour and a half to finish chapter 3.
Yeah.
And I was okay with that. It was just really.
I love the first one. I just need
good.
to play them. So
the first episode is awesome. 2 is a little bit of a lull, but still good. It's relatively short as well, about an hour and a half. And then 3, you're introduced to some new characters, especially if you've never read the Fables comic. It's just really awesome. Play it. It was on sale. Unfortunately, if you missed the sale, it's totally worth the full price. It's great.
It's funny because it doesn't have quite the mainstream draw as, say, a Walking Dead title does.
Right.
But most people, most critics, most everyone I've talked to think that this is the best thing they're doing. So
I'm loving it.
Yeah,
It's just
definitely check it out.
Very rarely do I wait for a game and then instantly play it. And it was like,
Did you buy the season thing? Is that how you did it?
oh yeah, that's I think. Do they even sell them
I
individually?
thought you could get them. I thought you could. Maybe not. I may be wrong on that.
Yeah.
I don't remember. And so I don't know how I'm actually. Maybe I'm supposed to just go and download it now, and I just don't have it yet. I don't know.
Well, if it's already downloaded if you own it.
Oh, well then that may be also true. I'll have to go look.
Yeah, it just automatically downloads if you own it. It's
All right.
I can't recommend it enough. It's amazing.
There you have it. Highly recommended. The big winners today: Reaper of Souls, Broforce, Black Ops Zombies, and Wolf Among Us.
Zombies.
All right. We are expecting Board Game Geek any minute, but before we do that, let's get to these.
Valkyrie needs food badly.
I need food.
Okay, let's talk about the news. This is the biggest news as far as I'm concerned for the week. This happened just this morning, and a friend of the program, Jeff Kanata, was mediating this particular panel at PAX East in Boston.
What?
Massachusetts. It's where they, threw all the tea in the harbor. And
Right.
Yeah, a lot of history there. The big news is, Dan is calling. You know what? We're going to take this call. We're going to add
So close.
Answer the call.
What's the news?
Well,
Now we
hold
don't even
on.
know the
Just
news.
hold on
You'll
to
just have to
yourselves.
wait.
You're going to learn soon enough. Oh, look who it is, everybody. It's our board game nerd. It's
Hey guys, how's it going?
Dan, how are you doing, man? What's going on with you?
I'm trying to go 5 minutes without sneezing.
Oh, what's going on with that?
Spring in the South is brutal.
Where are you? I forget where are you located? Where are you at?
I'm right outside of Raleigh.
Oh,
in,
okay.
North Carolina.
All right,
So
North Carolina. There's your problem right there.
It's green all over everything right now.
You got pantheritis or something.
That's right.
It's good to have you back. You come on the show and you chat to us about a board game that we think we all might be into, the tabletop portion of the show. Go ahead and give us what you got, man.
So I hope everybody had a good week last week. Did everybody play some board games on Saturday for International Tabletop Day, I hope?
I played a little. We played a little Ticket to Ride with the kids.
Nice.
So that was good.
Amazing game. There's the 10th anniversary edition, Scott, of Ticket to Ride coming out. That's going to be way pimped out and looks really good.
All right, I'm down with that. Will the trains be made of pewter?
Actually, they're really nice trains. Each one of them are each color is going to have their own little basically painted pieces, and they may be something heavy. I'm not sure if they're going to be. They may even be something like that because it's going to be like a $70, $80 game if you pre-order the cool stuff.
It could be like resin or something.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really nice.
I'm into that. Do we know when that's coming out? What's the date?
I'm thinking it's going to be over the summer. They may have it just in time for Gen Con. I don't know the exact date yet, but I'll look into that for the next time.
Very curious about that. All right, cool.
So,
well, what do you got this week?
Well, this week I'm going to kind of give you into another kind of genre of games. Now, we all basically we like card games like Magic the Gathering.
Sure.
Now, the problem with Magic the Gathering is you have the whole collectible aspect. You're always chasing rares. And then after you've played it a little bit, you have to spend about $1,000 to be competitive for the game, which kind of stinks. I mean, that's no fun.
I agree. Yeah.
Now, we're going to get into what's called deck building games. Now, two types of games like deck builders and living card games, which is Fantasy Flight's the game name for it. You've got everything you need right in the box. Now, for a deck building game, what you basically have is you're going to start with a small deck of, let's just say, like 10 cards, and they're basically fairly useless. They just get you started. But throughout the game, you're going to be adding cards to your deck from either a center row type mechanic.
Right.
Now, our friends over at Cryptozoic have made what's called the DC Comics deck building game. So, Dunaway, I've tailored this a bit for you, being the comics guy. Well, all you guys. I mean, we all love comics.
Yeah, comics are great.
So now this has the DC license, and it's basically just set up. I'm not sure if you guys have played the Penny Arcade game. Have you guys played the Penny Arcade game on your phones?
No, it's not. Is it the one the turn-based one that's out now?
It's a little bit older. It's called Gamers vs. Evil. It's the Penny Arcade deck building game.
No. You know what? We gave some away last year at Nerdtacular, though. We had them there at the show, but I have not played it.
I'm not sure if you had gotten any of the DC deck building game too. I think they might have sent you some last year. But what you do is everybody starts off with their own hero, and you've got basically a special power, and then you'll have your 10 cards. You've got 7 punches and 1 kick, and you've got basically the one currency in the game is called power. So you're trying to acquire things from the center row. Kind of like in that picture I sent you, all the cards. Like in the bottom right, you've got your that's your cost of everything. The bottom left has how much victory points at the end of the game, and then the middle will have what you can do with those cards. So when you acquire a card from the middle, the center row, it'll go in your discard pile. So you play 5 cards each round, and as things start coming into your hand, you're going to have more powerful things to spend.
Right.
Now the object is you want to go through this 8-card stack, which is the super villain stack. So you've got things like the Joker, I believe the Anti-Monitor, not the Riddler. You're gonna have all sorts of Ra's al Ghul. There'll be all sorts of and Parallax, Sinestro.
I had some of that last night.
The Ra's al Ghul, right out of the can, Brian. It's good stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
So, and the great thing is, as you play it, it's pretty quick playing. It's very easy to learn, and it's got all your favorite heroes in there. Man, it is probably my favorite game right now out there, and it's so easy to pick up.
And it's not one, is the way you've described it. This isn't one I'm going to have to go invest a ton of money in constantly trying to beef my decks up all the time. I can just play this thing and compete and have fun.
Right. See, the game is basically when you and somebody sit down, you're just playing with what's in the box.
Yep,
everybody's got the same chance to win. The only thing that varies through each game is kind of like which hero you guys have in the game. So things like Aquaman, if you acquire a card with 5 or less, it goes right on top of your draw deck. So you'll get that card next turn.
That's cool.
There's all sorts of.
I want to be Aquaman.
You can be Aquaman.
Surprisingly enough, Aquaman is one of the best ones, considering he gets so much grief in real life.
Is he cool, Aquaman, though, with like the big spike out of one arm and the beard and the hair and stuff, or is it the old dumb one?
It's no, it's kind of he's a little BA.
Super Friends? Is it Super Friends?
Not the beard.
Kind of?
Yeah. Okay. Well, the first one starts off with all 7 of the Justice League.
Okay.
Right.
It
takes art from the comics, and it looks really. I mean, all the art in it is really good.
The box looks fantastic.
I'm super
Looks like
tempted
the
just to get this now because you've described it in such a way that you've sold me. So I'm going to go get it. Where can one? This is all over the place. Cryptozoic site. You can get it on Amazon,
You can get
wherever.
Cool Stuff Inc. I would say go to Cryptozoic site. They may have some of the promos still left. And once you really fall in love with this one, they just released pretty much last month the next one. They've kind of got an expansion, but it's standalone. It's Heroes Unite, which has some more. It's got like some of the more obscure. It's got like Black Canary, Booster Gold, Red Tornado. So those even more. And you can actually mix and match. It's a little harder to do, but you can actually mix and match the two.
DC Comics #2, Deck Building Heroes Unite board game.
Yep.
That one's 41 as opposed to the deck building game, which is just 26. But one's a board game, one's not, right?
Well, they're both considered quote-unquote board games because they have like the center board that you can use, but they're basically just card games.
Okay. Well, we had part of me wishes I'd have held on to one of the boxes that we gave away last year, but
Well, don't worry, I'll be bringing it to Spectacular for sure.
oh, good. All right, good. Yeah, if you're bringing this on to come, maybe this will be one of my excuses to sit down and actually learn the thing. Well, that's great. I had no idea this one was so highly rated. That's exciting. Usually, with licensed stuff, you get a little worried, right? You get a little nervous. And even though I think Cryptozoics handled this stuff pretty well, it's you never know.
Cryptozoic is pretty good. They're about 50-50 with their licensed stuff, but this is one of their better ones that they've done.
All right, I'm down with that. I got bored in their. I hate to say it, but their Walking Dead one just kind of bored me. I didn't love that one. That was more. It was there was no deck building there really, but.
What about the Psych one? The Psych season 5 and 6 trading cards.
Oh yeah,
right.
That's right. I forgot they had that. They have some weird licenses.
Weird.
Very weird.
They use this same mechanic with what they call it their Cerebus engine with just using power.
Yeah.
They use it for the Lord of the Rings. They have a bunch of deck builders, which are also a ton of fun to play.
Ah,
right.
All right. Well, there you hear it. There you have it, folks. DC comic deck building game. Get it now, or be lame. That's your choice.
Yeah, that's right. It's one of my favorite games. I highly recommend.
I'm going to get it for next weekend. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I've made a decision, and you've helped me get there. So thank you for that.
Any questions about it, feel free to tweet me. I'll be happy to help you.
Yeah, what's your Twitter account? Everybody needs to know.
Geek Jock Blog.
Geek Jock Blog. Go check it out now, Dan. Always a pleasure, man. Thanks so much.
Thanks a lot, guys. Always a pleasure. Have a great week.
All right, we'll see you.
Thank you, Dan.
Here we go. Dan's the man. I really like what he brings to us. That's awesome.
That's fun. Yeah.
Okay.
It.
There's that. Let's get to the now. I'll tell you guys the news.
Was there news?
Yeah.
Was there news? We should go back to that.
Let me tell you what's happening here. This is a big, exciting moment. Firaxis, the folks behind the Civilization series, Sid Meier stuff.
Right.
If you might remember a game that a lot of people remember fondly. Some people may not know it existed, but they a long time ago did a game called Alpha Centauri, which was essentially Civilization after you got to the end of that game and went out into the stars. And it was fan-freaking-tastic, and then it never happened again, and nobody knew why. And as excited as we all were for a straight-up Civ game with Civ 2, 3, 4, and 5, and they were all amazing, we're now going to get, as of today, the announcement came today, Civilization Beyond Earth, and Scott is peeing his pants.
Have you seen the screenshots?
I have. I could not be more excited about a game than this right now. I think this is my most excited game of the year, period. And it happened today.
Most excited game of the year.
I can't wait. I can't freaking wait. And it's coming out this fall. That's the other thing. You're not going to wait 2 years for this. It's coming to PC and Mac. It is you going to planets and terraforming those planets and doing the Civ thing on other planets.
On other planets, people.
And these guys are the king of this stuff. This looks like a really nice sort of modified version of the existing Civ 5 engine. And I could not be more stoked. So
I need to block out like 3 months.
The rest of your life,
easy.
Rest of the year.
Yeah, that sounds about right, actually. For some reason, the IGN shots aren't working. I don't know why. But, yeah. That's just, I'm so excited. I seriously can't even stand looking at myself in the mirror. I got to play this game.
Just calm down, Scott.
Oh, it's so good. Alpha Centauri was amazing. They can't use that name again because somebody else owns the rights to it for games. So it had to be this Beyond Earth, which is totally fine. It doesn't matter to me. It's just those guys know what they're doing. The XCOM strategy game was amazing. Civ 5 and all of its expansions have been incredible. There's no reason to believe this will not be a sci-fi strategy gamer's dream. Can't wait. So
a sci-fi nerdgasm.
Yeah, this fall. We'll watch for the nerdgasm this fall. PAX South was announced yesterday. They're having a fourth convention now. that will be taking place in San Antonio, Texas, starting January 2015. No actual venue or price or dates have been announced, but they say in January of 2015. Right. So those guys are expanding that whole deal. PAX East happening right now and doing well. Let's see, 22% of all Steam games go unplayed. But according to this, Brian, the numbers are misleading. How? Why are they misleading? What's going on with that?
I was trying to figure it out. This was on VentureBeat, and this is apparently written by this post has been edited by the GamesBeat
Twiggy
staff.
from Starbucks Twiggy, because he just sounded like it.
Right.
Jesse Aaron wrote this.
Yeah,
I'm not really sure. I've tried to decrypt this.
Well, here are the stats. 72.8% play the game that they get. All right, these are people that buy a cheap game on sale or whatever. 42.7% reach the halfway point. 29.6% finish the game. 22.2% of games, or 1 in 5, are backlogged, meaning I bought a game on sale for $3, forgot about it, and then went and never played it.
And that's why you need the need to play category.
Right, and that's a great thing. The new categories thing that you can do. I haven't done that yet, but you got to go through your library and categorize everything, right?
Yeah, it's not new. It's been, since I've joined Steam, I've been doing it. So
really,
yeah. So I have a category. I made a category called adventure, and I made a category called casual and FPS and Mateo. Like I have a category called Mateo. So when he's like going game, boom. I know
stuff
these games.
I will never play.
Well, no, I play it with him.
Okay. I try to play everything I get, even the stuff on sale. But I've had a couple of occasions where I saw a game on sale and went, "Oh, I've been dying to play that. Let me get that." You already own this game, it says. Like, I already own this game, and I've had it for a year.
Yep.
What? And then I'll go play it. But it's nice they're giving people tools to kind of categorize that stuff out so you can do more.
I'm surprised it's not higher, though. I'm surprised that the backlog is not higher for most. Most of the people that I know just do that glut purchase thing off of Steam. It's like, oh, a Steam sale. And they just buy and buy and buy.
Yeah, but there's no negative to this. Like they say in the article, they say it's a win-win situation. Creators get a cut. The gamers get more games for cheaper prices. There's really nothing to complain about. Like if you never get to playing it, that's kind of on you. But it doesn't. Doesn't mean there's something wrong with the system. It means that you just forgot or you didn't mean to, or
you're a game hoarder.
People on Reddit, like a great quote here is, "It's so cheap I can't afford not to buy it." I mean, that's kind of the mentality. So. I've gotten played and may never play again that Halo Spartan Assault because it was $5. Well, they've given us a way to casually approach games in an affordable way where it used to be a giant commitment to spend $39 and only that option, you know?
Right. But I only do that on Steam. I don't ever do that on anything else. I don't do it on my my iPhone or my consoles.
I do on my iPhone all the time.
I don't. Either I'm going to get it or I'm not. If I get it, I'm going to play it right then.
But if you think about it,
Steam,
if you have a lot of games in your Steam account, you can start categorizing it based off the kind of mood that you're in. Oh, I'm in the mood for a scary game. I'm in the mood for an FPS. And you can start building that library of games and revisit games that maybe you haven't played in a long time. I mean, that might be another reason why I'm playing BioShock, because if I got a BioShock bundle and I was like, oh, it's in Steam. I'll just, it's easy. And now I'm back into that game. So it's an interesting approach of kind of creating your collection and then playing based off what you're interested in or in the mood for it at that point.
Well, there you go. So that's a thing. Below, coming to Steam alongside Xbox One. Remember this whole thing?
No.
Right.
I do.
I do. Yes, it's a roguelike. That's the reason why Scott remembers it.
Yeah, and it looks cool. I like the dude, the little character man thing.
The character man.
The whole style of it is pretty neat. But it was supposed to be an exclusivity deal, and it's supposed to still be coming out for 2014 for the Xbox One, but they are now saying that it will come to Steam right alongside the Xbox One release, which is a huge relief for me because I have yet to have a real justification for picking up an Xbox One, and I'm glad I can still play this game. So that's on its way. Good deal. Roguelike,
You're not the
baby.
only one. I see other people saying that too. There goes my one reason to buy an Xbox One.
Yeah,
So,
a lot of people
good
keep
job.
saying words like that, which is funny. But anyway, Watch Dogs and NVIDIA taking it to the next level graphically. Did you guys see the trailer for the Chicago trailer they did?
I did. Doesn't that just look great?
You know what? That game, I'm kind of hot and cold. I've always been that way. It's like, oh, another GTA clone. Ooh, no, they're doing something different here. I'm not so sure I'm excited. I keep going back and forth. And then when they delayed it, I'm like, well, at least I don't have to think about it for a few months. Now it's like May, right? Early May?
Next month.
Right.
And it looks really...
No, it's
really-
late May, the 27th.
Oh, 27th. It looks really interesting. Like, really kind of interesting what they're doing.
Right. It's so immersive. And it just kind of distracts you from a lot of things that sometimes will distract you. You don't feel like sometimes you don't feel like there's any depth to a game. You feel like the things that are far away are just blurry and almost out
We'll
of
see
focus.
when we
You
play
can't really
it.
see
You know, I mean, time will tell. But I
This
feel
looks-
like at this stage, if they are true to what they're showing us, it looks pretty freaking
Right.
amazing. So
I think it will be.
I'd probably go PC on that.
That's
Oh,
me too.
absolutely.
I mean, PS4 version looks nice. I'm sure
Oh, you play though.
You'll play.
I'll play it on. Oh
I
yeah,
hope
it does have
they
you
don't-
play.
So I know they can ignore the Uplay interface, like the one they do. They didn't do it with Rayman Legends.
Right.
Right.
But I know that there are games where I think with the Assassin's Creed Black Flag, they bypass it, so it goes straight into the Steam game.
Well, they did. Oh, they did. I thought
Yeah,
they
I thought
did.
so.
I didn't have the PC version of that, but I assumed that you had to do that whole login thing there. Maybe not.
No, they have certain ones that they skip the stupid middleman interface.
I do hate that so much.
I hate it too.
Ugh, I really hate it. It mars the experience for me. Now, whatever. There's some Uplay supporters out there, but I'm not one of them. I don't like it.
If I'm gonna earn achievements, I want it in Steam. I don't want it in the stupid Uplay.
I would rather, if they said to me, look, no achievements if you don't want the interface, I'd say, great, no achievements. Thanks.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I don't want it. It's a thing I don't need. It doesn't do anything for me. There's zero benefit to me through that thing.
Just another layer.
Yeah, it's only a pain, no benefit.
hockey.
Now, there's somebody out there somewhere who loves the benefits, whatever they are, but I'm not that guy. So
Free wallpapers.
take it out. Wait, you're telling me I can get free wallpapers?
That I could just Google.
I'm going to change my whole thinking on this now.
You guys are so jaded.
Okay, well, there's
Want
that.
to give away some games?
Well, yeah, you want to do it now?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's
well,
do it.
I'm keeping them.
Okay, wait, I got a
you
theme
have
for it.
Oh, I'm Casey now.
No, it's not Casey. It's just you.
Oh, that's not Casey.
No,
Okay.
it's not. Well, shoot, it keeps going. Sorry. All right.
So we've had a ton of people send in games, and John, aka ATM 57, sent me 150 games to give away.
What?
I am stocked for life.
Was that, and that was on like the April 1st, so we thought it was a joke, right?
Yeah, I thought he was joking, but no, he was totally serious, and he sent me some amazing games to give away in the chat room. So, of course, I'm not going to give away all 150 this time. We've had a number of people email in game codes, so I still have those. So if you sent Scott codes, don't worry. You'll get your credit. I'll mention your name. Don't worry.
Of course. No, don't stress.
You'll get your
So,
You'll get it.
no, I'm just saying. So people in the chat room, there's a ton of people in the chat room. So I'm going to list some games. And if you want this game, the first person to say, I would like the game, you can only get one. So choose wisely. I'm Nicole Spag in the chat room, so just private message me. And as we go through the rest of the show, I'll be handing out game codes. So here are some of the games I have for you. I have Toki Tori.
I want the game.
Shut up, Brian. You're disqualified. World of Goo.
All right, I'm in.
I have a 4-pack of Field Runners, Bit.Trip, Beat, Space Chem, and Uplink, so you'll get 4 games with that one.
Well,
I have another World of Goo, but it also has what is it? Anomaly, Warzone, Earth,
Anomaly.
Osmos,
Yeah.
Anomaly,
Normally.
Normally. What's that say? Normally.
and Edge. And let's see, I have another game called Spirits. And then I have Crayon Physics Deluxe Steam Key, whatever. I don't know what Crayon Physics is.
That's it. That's me.
All right, that's enough. So those will be the games I give away this time from Mr. John. Thank you, John, again, and we'll give out some more another episode.
All right.
Games from Mr. John.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, nice. Well done.
There you go.
All right. So now what? Where are we now?
Yeah.
Oh, emails. Should we do an email?
Yeah. Sure.
All right. Why not? Here's an email from Dan. Not our Dan, different Dan. Says, does VR lessen or increase the 3D motion sickness that some people suffer from? I know a number of people who can't play first-person shooters at all. I know people like that as well. For Corinne Lewis, who helps us run Nerdtacular, her husband, Jason, cannot play first-person shooters of any kind or he will turn green and nearly die. It's real bad. Requiring that they play third-person view only. My wife is one of the sufferers. My wife, as one of the sufferers, sent me this article. Regardless of Facebook buying Oculus Rift, I wish I was rich as Zuckerberg, he says. I would be doing the same thing. What I want to know is, will VR marginalize these gamers even further? And that's a really good question. Now, I did a little digging around, and there's been a lot of talk coming out of GDC and other gaming conferences where Oculus has been on display, and they've been doing demos of the new one, which they're calling... what's the name? Something... It's got a different code name. Anyway, they have apparently gone miles ahead of the dev kits that originally shipped to reduce the motion sickness stuff and the latency problems, which is what's causing that. So apparently it is so much better than it used to be, and they're still improving that. So I think it's just a matter of time before the motion sickness thing, which is not coming from what you think it's coming from. It isn't coming from that, we're moving too quick. That's not it. It's your brain's inability to process the latency issues.
Stupid brain.
And when they get better at synchronizing that, then, there's always going to be some outlier, but it's going to get a lot closer so that everybody can do it. David Helms wrote in, said, hey, TFS crew, I just listened to Nicole talk about Castlevania, and it got me to thinking about old school platformers. I love 2D Metroid games on the Game Boy Advance. There have been, have there been any games similar to these recently? I love platformers with the whole acquire new powers and abilities over the course of the game type trope. Thanks as always, David. I swear we did this email before.
Why? I better say we did that one last week.
Did we do this one last week?
Yeah,
Did I just leave it in?
I think we did, yeah. Because
That's
what prompted me to do the old school.
David's email is a new form of roguelike where you just have to keep doing it over and over again until I figure it out. There you go. Thanks, man. Appreciate the question, and we already answered it last week, so now let's play a little game called this.
We're kicking it old school.
It's time to kick it old school, an old game, a video game of olden times. And this week, it is what Brian said. It's Castlevania 2, Simon's Quest for the Nintendo Entertainment System. This would have been, what year? 87?
Oh, wait a minute. Wait for it. Should be in the article there, Scott.
It says 87, yeah.
87.
Yeah, that's where I got it.
Well, it was Japan. Japan, yeah. 88 in North America.
88 here. It's the second in the Castlevania series. It's following the original Castlevania. Set sometime after the events of the first installment, the player once again assumes the role of vampire hunter Simon Belmont. That's why Veronica's got that huge Castlevania fortune just waiting for her when they all die. Who is on a journey to undo the curse placed on him by Dracula at the end of their first encounter, or their previous encounter. And Dracula's body, that is, split into 5 parts. And Simon must find all these parts. Sounds very Harry Potter, actually. And bring them back and then defeat him. It is a little bit different. It's a little more of a Metroid-y kind of feel to the game. That was my memory of it. And they got some like RPG elements, such as a world map. The players kind of can explore and visit these places anytime they want. And I remember it didn't review very well. I think people didn't like it as much as the first one, is my memory of that. I could be wrong.
Okay.
I could be wrong. Maybe it did fine.
At least now. People think of it. How about people think of it?
They think better now. Yeah. It's kind of like Super Mario Brothers 3 was at the time. Well, whatever. That one had a universal acclaim as well. But I remember there were a fair number of people who were like, yeah, it's too different than the previous Marios or whatever.
Right.
And then now they look back and they go, oh, yeah, that was good. You know? Anyway, let's play a little clip of Brian playing it poorly, which is right here.
I hope there's some whip snaps.
Yeah. Absolutely. That's all I do.
Okay, here we go. Prologue. I don't care about that.
That's the whip.
I like how you tried to whip some average townspeople for no reason.
You've got 2 buttons.
Yeah.
You got jump and whip.
Yep.
So
here we go. Oh, whipping the townspeople. Okay, we're
Some
gonna.
answers. Give me answers.
Did you just spend time in the town or here, or what'd you get here? Hold on.
Yeah, the beginning.
All right, here we go. Now you're gonna attack a skeleton man. Here we go. Oh, get a little heart shard. Boy, that music is rough, isn't it?
I love it though.
So there you go. It's Castlevania 2. And that, ladies and gentlemen, brings us to the end of this show.
No.
I know.
Nobody wanted Toki Tori.
Nobody wants. That's a good
said
game.
I did.
That's an okay game.
Oh, if you want it, I'll give it to you, Brian.
Yeah, give it to Brian.
Nobody else wants it.
Give it to Brian. He'll take a free game and play it for 2 hours. It's fine. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you, chat room, for hanging out with us on a Saturday. It's a little bit weird. There's a lot of stuff going on. If you want to follow what's happening in the world of Nicole, follow her on Twitter, @NicoleSpag. She'll tell you all about her shows and things that are coming up and stuff that's going on all the time. And, of course, Brian's at Mr. Brian Dunaway. You can find out about all his goings-on and doings in the world.
Dunaway.
You can email us, podcast@finalscoreshow.com. That's an email address you can use. Use it wisely. Use it often. We'd be happy to read your short and interesting messages right here on the program. On the website, we're at finalscoreshow.com. Big thanks to Paul Swickard for keeping that up and getting the show notes up there. Twitter, I mentioned those guys already, Nicole Spag, the Brian Dunaway, and me, Scott Johnson. You can also find the show at TFS Show. That's at TFS Show. Right there on Twitter. We're on Facebook. We have a Steam community. We're all over the damn place.
Nerdtacular.
Nerdtacular.com. Tickets are still available. We'll all be there. Come see us. Come shake our hands. Come hug us. Come squeeze a little toot out of Brian. That's your goal. It's going to do it for us. We'll see you guys next week for a brand new Final Score. And until then, take care.
Bye.
And we have done it. We have pulled it off.
So Brian, I gave you Toki Tori and the Skype. So there you
In
go.
3, 2,
It's
1.
yours.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
You'll love it. I like that game.
It's cute.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Oh, I love it. Yeah,
There's
yeah.
nothing wrong with that. I think I
What do
played
you mean you love it? You've never
I
played
played it
it.
on the
Love
iPhone,
it.
on the iPad.
Me? Or
Yeah,
him?
you, Brian. Brian.
I've played it. Yeah, I've played Toki Tori.
Then why did I give it to you?
I don't know. I said I wanted it. I was trying to create buzz.
Oh, so I'll just put it back into the list.
Thank you.
You goober.
I
Brian
want
was
them to
creating
seem
artificial
desirable.
buzz. That's awesome. That makes me laugh.
So is it cool? This is how we're giving away the games?
Yeah,
in
it's
the
totally
chat
fine.
room?
Yeah.
Yeah, I figure we could.
With a volume like that, yes.
Yeah.
We gotta have a system, and I think that's a good
And
one.
that way, if I mention it, then there's the lag. So, and
Mm-hmm.
then I'm able to kind of distribute as you guys talk.
I think that's exactly how we should do
I
it.
want you to give them away differently. I want you to shoot them out of a gun.
Like a t-shirt cannon.
Right.
Awesome.
Let's see.
All right.
Have a fun day, everybody.
You too.
My
I'm gonna
best
go
to
have
Mark, the
lunch.
baby, and everyone. He's not really a baby anymore. He's growing up.
No, he's almost 2.5.
Dude, what?
Yes.
Before you know it, he's going to be
Old man
in
Johnson.
debate club in high school.
I know.
Yay! Bye, everyone.